I grew up with my grandparents here, and my mother used to live right next door. So I've lived here all my life. So I'm running in and out and in and out and in and out, but I was here all through my childhood. So
I just remember when we lived here, Tina, my great aunt Tina, and Uncle Simon lived in this house here, and Grandma and Grandpa lived in the house next door. And so we would run in between this house. We used to like to come to this house because they had an indoor bathroom, and Grandma had just the outhouse. And it was a nice outhouse. It had 3 spots, 1 for a little kid and 2 for adults. But yeah, we'd rather use an indoor bathroom than that. So, and Tina would always be cooking, and she would always have tortillas for us to eat. And she was just always such a neat person to deal with. And then Grandma would be next door, I remember her going out and still chopping the wood, and bringing in all these piles of wood for the wood box, because everything in the house the stoves were wood stoves. So it was a lot different than what you see today. So.
Yeah, and then of course I remember when we didn't have refrigerators, and we had to save our food on the window at night so it would stay cool.
Yeah.
So my mom would put it on the windows, and that's how we would save it. And then of course after the next day, whatever was left, we had to get rid of it. But that's how most of the food that we had was just like beans and potatoes and chili, whatever they grew in the garden. They would either dry, like the fruit, they would dry it, the apples, the peaches, the chili, and even when they killed an animal for meat, they would dry the meat.
This house here is what, over 100 years old?
It's over 100. My grandma was born in 1882. So she might have been like maybe 18 when they were building it, or 17, something like that, when her and her grandfather were building the first 2 rooms. Well, actually, yeah, the first 2 rooms. Yeah. And then from there they added, after they got married, she married my grandpa, they added the kitchen back here. And it was an entrance hall, that they had. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then that was those 3 and 1 bedroom here on the side.
Yeah.
And then when my mom and dad got married, they added those 2 rooms, and they lived in those 2 rooms before they moved to that house. Yeah.
And they bought that house from
my uncle Remigio. He was my grandma's brother. This grandma's brother. So her and Felipa's 5 years older than Jerry. So they left right after they graduated, both of them, and got married. Never came back. Well, they come back to visit.
Yeah.
But then there were the 5 of us that were left, and so then Jerry graduated. He lived the service. Yeah. So then it was just Amy and me, and Amy graduated, left to Colorado. So it left me and Paul and Larry, and I never left. I stayed.
So those are all your questions, or?
No more questions.